In Surah Al-Baqarah, verse 214, Allah reminds the believers of the struggles faced by those who came before them. Or do you think that you will enter the garden of bliss without such trials as came to those who passed away before you? They encountered suffering and adversity, and were so shaken in spirit that even the messenger and those of faith who were with him cried, "When will the help of Allah come?" Verily, the help of Allah is always near. This verse teaches us that the path to success and divine reward isn't easy. Just like the early followers of Islam, we too will face trials that challenge our faith and patience. But when we're at our lowest, Allah's help is always near. Verse 215 addresses the spirit of charity. They asked you what they should spend. In charity, say, whatever you spend that is good, is for parents, kindred, orphans, those in need, and wayfarers, and whatever you do that is good, Allah knows it well. Abdullah Yusuf Ali explains that charity isn't just about money, it can be a kind word, a helping hand, or valuable advice. What matters is the intention and how we meet the needs of those closest to us. True charity is unselfish and sincere, given without pretense, and guided by a desire to help, not to seek praise. Verse 216 says, "Fighting is prescribed for you, and you dislike it, but it is possible that you dislike a thing which is good for you, and that you love a thing which is bad for you, but Allah knows, and you know not." This verse teaches us that sometimes the things we dislike might be beneficial for us in the long run. Jihad, in this context, is not a call for violence, but rather a collective obligation, Fard al-Kifaya, meant to defend the faith when necessary. It's not an individual duty for every Muslim, but it becomes obligatory when the community faces a threat. Jihad is not just physical struggle. It's about striving for what is right, in both peaceful and challenging circumstances. Verse 217, Allah speaks about fighting during the sacred months. They ask you concerning fighting in the prohibited month, say, fighting therein is a grave offense, but graver is it in the sight of Allah to prevent access to the path of Allah, to deny Him, to prevent access to the sacred mosque, and drive out its members. While fighting during sacred months is a serious offense, preventing people from following Allah's path is even worse. Sometimes, defense becomes necessary. And when it does, it's not a call for aggression, but for safeguarding the truth and protecting the believers. Lastly, verse 218, Allah promises His mercy to those who have struggled in His path. Those who believed, and those who suffered exile and fought in the path of Allah, they have the hope of the mercy of Allah, and Allah is oft forgiving, most merciful. Whether it's enduring persecution, facing trials, or struggling to live a righteous life, the effort we make for Allah's sake is always met with His forgiveness and mercy.